Hi, my name is Firebug LaFleur, and these are my stripper stories.
How you doing?
Amazing.
Welcome to Stripper Stories. So we gonna jump right into it. You used to be a pimp.
Accidentally.
Accidentally became a pimp in the strip club.
Yes, I
Okay.
did.
What city and state did this take place in?
This was in Dallas, Texas. This was like right off of Ledbetter
Okay.
in the projects.
And when? When did this take place?
This was like, I want to say 2000, 2010, 2009, something like that.
Wait, this is the back days.
Yes.
Okay. So walk us through how you jumped off accidentally pimping.
Okay. So one night I had a boyfriend and he trapped and we just in the spot chilling, he's shooting dice or whatever, and then all of a sudden somebody is just banging on the window. And we like, oh shit. We thinking it's the police at first, but no, it's this white girl. She runs through the front door, throws this dirty sock in my lap, and is like, please lock the door, lock the door. You know, he's trying to kill me. He's trying to kill me. So of course, like my boyfriend at the time grabbed the strap and he answers the door and it's this guy and he's asking, did somebody come over here? And he's like, nah, we don't know what you're talking about. He acts oblivious. So after that, we close the door and now we're trying to figure out what's going on? Like, what is he doing? And she's like, oh, he's my pimp. He's trying to beat me up. He's chasing me. He's gonna kill me. This, that, and the other. And she was like, can she just stay the night?
So she threw a dirty sock in your lap. Why did she do that?
Okay, so when she threw the dirty sock in my lap, I didn't know what was going on. It was so much commotion. I didn't pay attention. But when she threw that, she was like, just keep that. Keep it for me. And once we looked inside, it was like a wad of money. So we just put it up in the stash, like up in the cupboard. So
Okay, so she like, can I spend the night? I'm scared. Innocent white woman. And y'all agreed to let her stay the night?
yeah, I mean, it was like we asking questions, but we just kind of high, we buzzing, and we just like, yeah, you can stay, but it's a spot. It's like where everybody stays, smokers that stay in there. It's all kinds of shit going on.
Okay.
It's a spot.
It's a spot. Okay. So after a series of questions, y'all do let her spend the night. What happens the next day?
So I'm telling her like maybe you should call the police. She doesn't want to do that. She claims that he knows where her kids are and she's afraid for her kids. So we agreed not to call the police. She stays upstairs. It's like a condo type of project type thing. Like it's when you walk in, it's stairs. You go up. It's a bedroom. It's a bathroom, and then downstairs is the kitchen and another bedroom and a living room. So she stays up there, and we just kind of up all night. Just he's trapping, I'm staying up, we smoking. And the next day, she comes down and she's like, she has to work. So I don't know what this work is, but I'm like, show me. So she shows me back pay, she shows me Euro, and she's just showing me all these different platforms that she's on. And she was just like, I need to change my phone number. I need to do all this. So we just kind of riding around, just doing side missions for her and just taking her to go ahead.
What does she look like?
She's like this really tall white girl. She's thick. She has like auburn hair.
So she looked good. Like she was a good looking.
I mean, her teeth was kind of fucked up, but she, if you squint a little bit, it kind of gave like Gwyneth Paltrow.
Okay.
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 So she was fuckable. Let's just say that.
She could make some money.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, definitely.
She had like a little
Especially in the hole in the walls. Like that's what it gave.
Yeah, she had a little butt on her,
Yeah. Oh,
thing.
very thick.
Okay,
Very
yeah.
thick.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all just follow intuition.
I'm curious.
Okay, so you're curious. Nosy,
I'm
nosy,
already a
nosy.
dancer. I'm already a stripper. So I'm just kind of curious, like, girl, what's going on? I'm trying to be in your business. I'm being messy. So I'm just like, so how did you get into this? How did this how did this start off? So she just gives me the rundown of how Euro works, how Backpage works, and how she puts the ads out and how you gotta like pay for the ads and stuff.
So you did so you were just a dancer.
Yeah,
You were
I've never
unfamiliar
heard of
with
this.
like the life as far as like being on the Blade or 304 anything like
Right.
that. Okay.
Right.
And so you're curious. Curiosity has piqued you, and so you're like, hey, I kind of want to know what you got going on.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So she gives you the
So
rundown.
in addition to that, she says, she has a few like Johns that she has to meet up with. Turns out she has a condo that's like in the next not apartment complex, but area behind us. So this is where she goes and she pulls the tricks. It's no furniture in there. She has just clothes everywhere, all of that. So anyway, we get over there and
There's no bed in there?
no, it's no bed. It's just like like a bunch of comforters and shit stacked on top of each other, clothes, shoes, shit like
The
that.
tricks are on the floor.
I guess so.
Go ahead.
So anyway, moving forward, I'm just like amazed. I'm just shocked because I've seen it. I've been around pimps, but I've never like been around like a real hoe, So I'm just like SpongeBob SquarePants. I'm absorbing everything she's talking about, and we just keep vibing, and she keeps showing me different things. So I'm like, okay, well, I start suggesting how you improve, and I'm telling her, well, you got to start by straightening your hair. You got to do this. You got to do that. But anyway, the main goal is she needed me to be around when she was turning the trick, and she was nervous. She just wanted me to be there. So I get there. It's a Mexican guy. She told me to just, kind of be downstairs and she'll just take care of him upstairs. So she does that. She walks down. I mean, it was over. I go upstairs. It smelled real fucked up. It smelled rank. It smelled bad. She's like, oh, well, I do anal. That's the reason why it smells like that. But it's not like a sex smell. It's like
Like
something's
dookie.
wrong. No, like something's wrong. I wouldn't even say shit. I say it smells wrong. So that's when I suggest have you ever douched? And subconsciously, I'm really like helping her and kind of showing her where she doesn't know, and she's showing me where I don't know. So it's kind of like our puzzle pieces are starting to fit, and I'm not really realizing that she's kind of teaching me the game slowly. And anyway,
Your chick
so
chose me.
so so a different night comes and she wants a ride to an outbound call. And it's like maybe two or three guys or whatever. And she was like, if I don't come out, and it's like way in North Dallas. So she's like, if I don't come out, come in and check on me. So me and my boyfriend at the time, we just sitting down in the car and we just waiting. And
So I hate to cut you off. Was she between this situation right here where she says if I don't come out and previous to, was she breaking you off anything or were you getting paid anything during the times up until now?
So yes, anything that she made, she would always give it back to me in some way, shape, or form. Because, like I said, my boyfriend was, he was selling everything under the sun at the time. So she had an addiction. She was an addict. So that's kind of how I was kind of getting her money back at first, because she was spending all her money on that, and that's another problem. But we get into that. So anyway, we sitting outside, and it's been about like 30 minutes. 30 minutes has passed by, and I'm just like, okay, she said like 15 minutes, check on her. But I just wanted to give her extra 15 because I didn't want to like fuck it up. So 45 minutes. And my boyfriend's like, hey, get this gun and go in there and knock on the door. But don't let them know you have it. Just act like you just looking for your homegirl and it's just y'all. So I go and I knock on the door. I go in and I'm just like, I'm asking for her. Oh, mind you, when she recreated her name, I nicknamed her Italian Stallion because that's how big she was. She was like Stallion. But anyway, we get in. I get in and I'm looking for her. And I was like, where's Italian Stallion at? Where's she at? He's like, oh, she's upstairs. They barely speak English. I get up there and she's like getting double penetrated by these two guys. And it just looks like she's out of it. Like she just really fucked up. Like she's in a daze. And she's not answering my name, me calling her name. She's not answering none of that. So I'm just like in a panic. Like it's like a fight or flight feeling that set in. And I just pulled out the gun. Just and it wasn't like everybody hold it, but it was just like, get the fuck off her. Like, get off her.
So when you say she was being double penetrated, it's like
one dude was in her ass, like she was on her back. One dude was in her ass, and the other dude was on top.
Okay.
But like I could see her on the side, like, and her eyes are just kind of rolling. So I'm just like, that ain't right. Something ain't right about that. So I just panic, and then I just pull out the gun, and then they just like, whoa, mamita, whoa, like that. And like they get off of her, and I just kind of like grab her and just like kind of shaking her like, bitch, get the fuck up. Like, what are you doing? Like, get up. And I grab her up out of there and we leave. And she just kind of slept it off the rest of the night. We really couldn't get nothing out of her. But the next day she was just like, oh, I just went over there. I just had a drink. You know, they gave me my money or whatever. But I'm like, you ain't got no money on you. Like, nothing. So now I feel like this feeling to protect her because she don't know what the fuck she doing. And I'm like, well, why don't you just kind of like come to the strip club with me? And I'm thinking in my head, that may be safer. Just come to the club. That way I can kind of watch her and she can, you know, the tricks I felt like in the club were a little bit safer, a little bit easier than doing outbound and inbound calls. So get to the strip club. Um, I told her to sit at the bar. And mind you, the strip club is Peeping Toms, by the way. It's a hole in the wall. If y'all know about Peeping Toms, like Peeping Toms, everybody and anybody comes through there. You never know what you're gonna get. Like, so she sits at the bar and it's other pimps there all the time. So it was this one pimp, his name was Smooth, R.I.P. Smooth. And he was just like, you know, she stick out like a sore thumb. You know that, right? And I'm like, Like she stick out? Like, what do you mean? Like, she's white. This is a black club. Like, you gonna get caught. And I'm thinking in my head, like, what the fuck is he talking about? You know, it's not clicking to me that I done brought somebody in here and it kind of looks like I'm grooming them to hoe or something. And she don't know what she doing, but apparently that's what it was. Um, so I started getting dirty looks by different pimps. It was weird. Um, it was weird. So after that, uh, she asked me for the keys because at the time I had like a '95 Tahoe. She asked me for the keys, and I was like, okay, sure. And at the time, this is when everything switched over for like the smoking in the club ordinance happened. So you kind of had to go to your car. They didn't have a separate space yet. So she was going to the Tahoe to smoke, I assumed. No, she was getting tricks and taking them to my truck and fucking them in the bed of the truck. She was turning tricks, and then she came in while I was dancing. I was off stage, sitting at the bar, and she came and brought me this money and said, "Put this in your locker." And I was like, "Where you get this from?" And she was like, "Oh, all these men in here, they ain't trying to pay y'all to dance. They want to fuck." And I'm like, "What?" So I'm still just kind of green to all the shit, and I just put the money up. So at the end of the night, she probably brought in like $1,200 that night, and I didn't even make that much. I was like, damn, like what the fuck? But she was like, yeah, bring me again tomorrow night. So the more and more I came, the more it just kind of got worse for me. Like it was like the bartender started treating me different. The manager started treating me different. It was like, oh, she can't come in here. You're gonna have to make her sit in the car or something like that. So Most of the time, she would just sit in the Tahoe, let that bitch run, go make runs, come back while I danced, and just brought me the money back, and I put it up in my locker. And then we would ride home together. So another night, Smooth was like, "You need to like take her to like the lodge or like Spearmint Rhino or something like that." Just giving me advice. Mind you, he grew up with my mama. That's another story. But he was just like kind of looking out for me. So anyway, we ended up going to Spearmint Rhino. They wouldn't hire her. And to be honest, I think it was because of her teeth, but anyway, she was fine otherwise. Um, then we went to the lodge. They said she could work day shift, but that kind of didn't work out because she did have kids. So then we went ahead and tried DG's and it worked out. DG's clicked and she could sit in there because it was, multicultural. It was, you could be a white girl sitting in there at the bar,
Right. You mentioned she had kids. So where were the kids at this time?
with her mom and dad who
Okay.
stayed in the same apartment complex.
Okay.
But they just had them all the time.
Okay. All right, back to DG's.
Okay, so we get to DG's, and I'm a little bit more cool with the managers there. So she can sit at the bar, and by this time, DG's built their outside patio, so she could sit out on the patio and kind of be incognito. So she would sit out there, she would pull the tricks, she would go out the door, she would go and do the shit in the Tahoe, give me the money, all type of stuff. So it was this one night, it was these Africans that wanted her. It was two of them. And it was after my shift. It was like 2 in the morning. She was like, "Come with me." So I ended up riding with her all the way to like, I think it was like by Post and Paddock or something. And we get to the apartment, we get upstairs, and he was like, he just wants straight anal. That's all he wants is anal. So I'm like, okay, I'm out there with his brother sitting on the couch, and he's just talking to me about a bunch of nonsense. I'm not listening. I'm just trying to make sure like this bitch is not too high or something. Cause mind you, like I said, she had an addiction that we were like supplying. So, but it was only after she like did a good job. You know what I mean? So, um, she is in there. It's really quiet, but then I hear him. He's moaning. He's like, "Oh fuck yeah," whatever. And I'm just sitting on the couch, and I'm like, they're having a good time. He's trying to ease up on me, but I'm just really giving him cold shoulder, so it's not working. So she comes out, and she has her clothes on or whatever, and he's just like, "Okay, just 1 second." I guess he already gave her the money and everything. And the other guy, he's like trying to grab and hug and kiss on me, and I'm just trying to get out from underneath him. At this point, I'm ready to go. The dude was just like, "Where's my necklace? Where's my bracelet?" And she's like, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about." And I was like, "I damn sure. I've been out here, so I really don't know what you're talking about." He was like, "No, that dirty bitch, that bitch has my shit. I know she got my fucking shit." And I was like, "No, she don't." I was like, "She barely got any fucking clothes on. Where the fuck she gonna hide it?" So I open the door. I get the door open, and he's still yelling, like he's grabbing on her arm and all this type of shit. So I pull out the gun again. He lets go of her arm. We take off running down the apartment steps. We run out to the car where my boyfriend is just sitting out there smoking a blunt. Like, I'm like, "Open the fucking door." We jump in the car and we start zooming off down the street. They're like fucking chasing us on foot. And I was like, "What the fuck is their problem?" Like, I was like, "Why are they saying that you took their jewelry?" She was like, "Yeah, I did." She pulled his necklace out her pussy. I was like, "Holy shit. How did you do that? Like, how did you?" Man, oh my God. So we got there, we got the necklace and the bracelet. And we went and got it appraised, but that shit didn't cost that much. Like, it wasn't that much. That shit was like 1,500 for the necklace and the fucking bracelet. Like, it was some bullshit.
So y'all on a whirlwind movie like situation.
Yeah. But like
woman.
in the midst of all of this, it's like we're teaching each other. Like she's teaching me the game and stuff like that. So say for instance, like when we were at Peeping Toms and there were like a lot of pimps there, she would she would switch. She would just be like very stone cold, like quiet. She wouldn't talk to none of them. She wouldn't engage. She would just be like looking at the floor, like twiddling her thumbs or fucking with her phone or like trying to make up a conversation and talk with me. And I just thought that shit was really weird. But like I asked her later and I was like, what was all that about? Because we wasn't even talking. And she was just like, nah, because it's out of pocket to like talk to other pimps. Like if I'm not choosing, like I'm not trying to choose. Like I ain't trying to be ran down every fucking night and keep getting bothered. Like that brings too much attention. And she was teaching me that, and I had no fucking idea. Then like just different things she didn't know, like as far as hygiene went. Like, with strippers, I mean, I would say sex workers too. Now that I'm older and I've met more experienced ones, I think she wasn't taught well. That's what I think. I think her pimp just didn't teach her how to be a better woman. And I feel like when she got around me, it was more of like a loving sister energy, and it was teaching her how to be a woman and how to conduct herself.
Did she ever like look at you in that way, or did she ever look at your boyfriend in that way at the time?
I could tell she liked him, but the way she treated me, she gave me more respect than she did him. And she tried to pay him, but he was so fucking square. He didn't even understand what was going on. I'm like, shit, yeah, I'll take it. Like, I got you. Because he couldn't even manage his fucking money. Like, he didn't even have his own trap together. Like it was good, but it wasn't like we was doing 3,000 a day good. It was just it was like young nigga shit. And now that I'm older and I realize it was young nigga dangerous ass shit. And he thought he was a D boy, but he wasn't. And I was younger than the both of them, but I was just really peeping game, and it gave sister, and I didn't look at her, I didn't judge her. Like when that shit was thinking or whatever, I told her about herself, and then she was like, take me to the Walgreens, and what you be using, and so I put her on. And this was back in the day, this was like when bitches was using like Norforms and shit. So like I put her on the Norforms because the old bitch told me about it. So I kind of got the pH good, but eventually I was like, bitch, we need to go to the clinic because I'm going. You might as well go on. You got the money to go. Just go, because I didn't have insurance either. So we ended up going together. And, it was, of course, it was like it was trick and, BV. It was, the typical shit. But it was just, it had gone untreated for a while. So it was kind of getting bad. So once she cleared that up, like she was just so fucking grateful. And then, like, at the time, my kid went to daycare under CCMS. She didn't know what that was. So I helped her, get on programs and get Medicaid and get food stamps so she could get on the program and she could, get her shit together. And eventually, like, she was doing good. Like shit, we was we was even working on like whitening her teeth and shit. But that's some other shit. But yeah, ultimately we ended up parting ways. I mean, we got so many fucking stories, man. We done been stuck in the snow. I done went to jail. She done got me out. Like
So how long were y'all dealing with each other, would you say?
man, like 1.5 years, but it felt longer than that.
Right.
But she really looked out for me, and she really showed me what loyalty really was. I hate that his spot got hit and we had to separate, because I will not lie to you. I brought her to my mom's house. My mom was like, not in my motherfucking house, not my goddamn house. She was not having that shit. But I wanted to bring her home so bad. My mom was like, why you always bringing these fucking strays home? Like, what's wrong with you? But I just felt bad because we were so invested and we had put so much into that bullshit ass apartment. We convinced her to let her shit go, because why you paying rent over there when you over here all the fucking time? You could just take that money and just put it into what we got going on. You can put it into the re-up, all that shit. You could really get high then. But I was just so young, I wasn't thinking shit. I should have saved all that shit. I could have really gotten far with her. And then she was a white girl though. She could get into like spaces. That's what I learned. She could get into spaces I could never. I don't give a fuck how sharp this fucking nose I got is or how proper I talk. It's just certain areas and certain spaces. No matter if her teeth is fucked up, she can get in. It's just the privilege of it all. And I got to see that.
Did she listen to you, like whatever you said?
Every fucking word. If I said, let me piss in your mouth, she would let me. And I never had a person or a friendship like that. But I do realize that if you was like that, if you had a pimp, I know you was like that with him. So you could switch up on us just like you could switch up on him. So it was always something in the back of my mind, but I was absorbing at the time.
So what was the breaking point besides the spot getting hit? Was there anything more that
No, she just didn't have nowhere to go, and her parents wasn't letting her come back home because they had the kids, and by CPS they separated them because of what she had going on, and she couldn't come back home.
if she was to see this right now, what would you say to her?
Man, you was my dog. Like, I know we got into a lot of shit, but you had my back through everything. Like, you came and got me, you did all kinds of stuff, but I hope you're doing well. And I hope you got your kids back and you doing everything you said you was gonna do.
This is how you actually became a pimp.
Accidentally.
This is your stripper story.
Yeah. It didn't I didn't choose it, it chose me.